Hello and welcome to In the Diaspora on Wired 99.9 FM with me, David Chisanga. In the Diaspora is a weekly radio program that focuses on Irish migrants. The program follows the lives of people living in Ireland who left their home country either for work, study, business, or asylum. Today, we focus on Joy Bala Ahmed, a journalist, student, and mother of 6 boys. Wow, Joy, welcome.
A master's student. Don't get it wrong.
Great, Joy. Thank you very much for joining us on
You're
In the
welcome.
Diaspora.
You're welcome.
You've been in Ireland for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Wow, how has it
100%.
been?
The initial stage obviously was a bit of like a fish outside of water, you know. You're quite trying to get your balance. But as time progresses, everything kind of settled down and it kind of there's this sense of assimilation and everything just blended in gradually. But I think that sense of wanting to be with your family, the ones you grew up with, that
Yeah.
sense of loneliness, you know, was there at the beginning.
Yeah.
And just mixing up with all the members of your community here, especially here in Limerick,
Yeah.
I think that really helped me, you know, and then becoming a mom, having my kids, and everything just changed. And now Limerick is Ireland itself is home from home for
Wow,
me. Yeah,
that's beautiful. Home from home.
Yeah.
And you have 6 boys.
yeah, 6 boys. Yeah,
All right, Shell. They're all Irish.
they're all born here, all Irish, Black Irish, and yeah, they're all Irish. Yeah.
All right, I know you said quite earlier that you are, I would say you've been here for like 2 decades now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't want to ask you this question because you already know. So I don't want to ask it. So I'll just
All
skip
right
it.
then.
I'll just skip it. I want to ask to say, how many colors are in the Irish flag?
Seriously, 3. And 2 actually are the same color as my country color because there's green and white. And my country color, the flag is green, white, green.
You've already started talking about the country. So let's go. How's Nigeria, Just give us a brief background about, Nigeria. What languages do you speak there? How
Oh,
many
the
are there?
languages are
Where is
so
Nigeria? And
Nigeria is in the west of Africa, right? And the languages are versatile. Oh my gosh, we can't even nail them down to 2, 3, or 4, right? And for me, I would say Nigeria is giant of Africa.
Mhm.
Point blank period. There's no arguments, there's no argument because look at the media industry, look at the entertainment world.
Mhm.
We are trailblazers, right? Are you Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido, and the list goes on, right? So there is no competition there. And Nigeria is a bubbly country, regardless of whatever the media propaganda, right? Yes, we do. As all country do, they all have issues, right? So because obviously, from the religion point of view, there are multiple religion, the Muslims and the Christians, and some
Mhm.
others are kind of like neutral, you know.
Mhm.
But there'll always be kind of controversy when you
Mhm.
have multiple religions and multiple languages.
Mhm.
That will always happen, right? So
Mhm.
for me, Nigeria is home, regardless of whatever the media is saying. Nigeria is home. I love, love, love my country. Love my country so much. But just because of the fact that the fundamental human rights is quite lacking in a sense. I don't know if it's due to the governments that we have or
Mhm.
the corruption, but I needed to have a sense of stability. I
Mhm.
needed to have a sense of productivity with my
Mhm.
life, and most importantly, raise and have my kids in an environment where it's circular law and
Mhm.
everyone is accepted. And
Mhm.
that's what Ireland does.
Mhm.
Ireland feels that perfectly. Don't get me wrong, there will always be issues here and there, as I said, I stated earlier, with all countries. But just having that understanding that
Mhm.
you can't continue to have
Yeah.
a mindset that's quite traditional in
Mhm.
all regards, and having an open mindset to the way the world has evolved
Mhm.
is very important. So going back to anyway, Nigeria, I don't want to sidetrack.
Mhm.
Going back to Nigeria, as you asked, it's a lovely country, love it. Um, State-wise, I think we have more than 36 states.
Whoa.
If I'm being accurate right now, I think we might have to check that to see the facts. And culture
Mhm.
is so vibrant, and its culture is there, and that is one of the things that I think fuels the energy in Nigeria itself.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love my country, and I grew up in
Mhm.
Lagos
Oh,
State.
the
Yeah,
capital. Yeah, the
no,
capital.
right now, no, it's no longer the capital anymore. It used to be.
Oh, the
Now
previous
the
capital. Yeah.
capital is Abuja, FCT, Federal Capital Territory. That is the current capital. And uh, Nigeria is a vibrant country, but Lagos is more but vibrant. Like years ago, people would say if you want to make it
Mhm.
in Nigeria, stay in Lagos. It's like the metropolitan city. Like everything is like, like when you hear things about America and they say, go to New York,
Definitely. Yeah.
right? That
Mhm.
is where Lagos is when it comes to Nigeria, right? And yeah, so I grew up in Lagos, and majority of my um younger years would probably be, yeah, Lagos, basically. Lagos. I was raised in Ondo State, though,
Dope.
that's where my mom is from, Ondo State, Akure
Ondo.
to be precise,
Mhm.
where the language there is Yoruba,
Oh, are you
right?
Yoruba
Because
yourself?
my mom is I'm Yoruba. My mom is from Ondo State, so and my dad is equally from the same place. So yeah, so I like my own, like, say maybe
So
at
you
about,
mean you are Yoruba pure breed?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I think at the age of 4 or 5, that was when I came over. My mom brought me to Lagos. Yeah. So from Lagos to Ireland.
From Lagos to Ireland. So how was the journey now?
Oh, the journey. Oh, the journey. Oh, gosh, how can I put it in
I think it's
words?
been a long,
It's a
a
long
long
time,
time. Yeah,
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 but the
yeah.
feelings, some of the feelings are still there,
Mhm.
because as I said earlier, very lonely, very, very lonely. I felt that sense of, where do I belong? How can I
Mhm.
fit in, into a society that predominantly white,
Mhm.
you know? And at the time, I was just hoping that I will meet people of my color,
Mhm.
people that look like me, and that happened, but it was like we were all housed in a provisional center.
Mhm.
So it was like diverse races were there,
Mhm.
and
Different people
yeah,
from different
yeah,
countries. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And we all blended in gradually with each other, But as time progresses, luckily for me, I got my papers because I had my son. So after having my boy, my first son in 2003,
Mhm.
I think it was until 2004, early 2005,
Mhm.
I got my Irish residency,
Mhm.
and that was after having my second boy. So yeah, and the rest is history.
Mhm. You got married here?
No, I met my husband back in um Nigeria, but then I got pregnant. I got pregnant in Nigeria, actually,
Mhm.
right? But I had a miscarriage when I arrived
Oh,
in
sorry.
Highland. That was my first
Mhm.
miscarriage, and so
Mhm.
it was like a struggle because we were trying to see, okay, what's gonna happen, blah 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 blah. Anyway, he came over, and we continued with our relationship, and along the line, I got pregnant and had my son in 2003, as I earlier mentioned, and
Mhm.
things just took its own kind of gradual proceedings, and everything was just happening gradually, before I got my papers back in 2000 early 2005,
Mhm.
and that was it.
Were you working? Did you start working after
I
having your child?
I did not work instantly though.
Mhm.
I think as my very first job, was back in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I was pregnant with my third,
All right.
right? And I did a program there, like a vocational course, in 2006, and I did another one in 2007. The 2006 one is culinary,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, right, cooking and stuff like that. And then in 2007, I did care of the elderly. So it's called it. I think it's healthcare support.
Mm-hmm.
I did that in 2007. That was how I got the qualification to be a carer. So in 2008, I worked at Cobley House Nursing Home as a carer. So yeah, so basically helping out clients with their day-to-day life and the needs that they require. So yeah.
Joy, you know how to cook very well, but you didn't come with anything here in studio.
Well, probably next time.
Most definitely. This is In the Diaspora, and I'm speaking to Joy. She's from Nigeria. She's now here in Ireland, actually. She told me master student. I'm gonna emphasize that one.
You have
Definitely.
to, you have to, because I'm one for change. I'm one that I always term myself as an advocate
Mhm,
for women in a sense, because we've been so stereotyped that the belief
mhm,
is that women are breeders, and we are made for domestic
mhm,
services and stuff, and just family oriented, just having babies. No, 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 no.
mhm,
That is so conventional. Time has changed. Time has evolved. Women are everything. We're everywhere. We can do it all if permitted, right? And I think Ireland is one society that obviously there's equality, so which is perfect, makes us thrive even way better.
I think you already started with my next question. I was about to ask what you like about Ireland, the past, 2 decades, the three things that you like about Ireland. I would guess one was equality.
Yeah, that I just mentioned.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. Social inclusion.
Mhm,
Yeah, and I think also the sense of integration into the workforce and into college as well, and many other areas. But those are the three most
mhm,
you know important areas for me that I would say, yeah, Ireland are so in regards to us assisting and helping immigrants to develop their
mhm,
skills and help them with a source of daily income and things like that, just to have the basic fundamental human rights. And they do thrive in that department. But I also feel that more could be done, like, because if you're looking at the media now,
mhm,
right? We are media students, there is this huge disparity.
mhm,
And look, like the other day I was Googling
mhm,
Black Irish in media.
mhm,
I only found two.
mhm,
That silence that I just gave means something huge, right? And we should be everywhere.
mhm,
Not just Blacks, Asians,
mhm,
other races
mhm,
that are qualified.
mhm,
Because I wouldn't want, obviously, someone that is unqualified to be there. And I equally believe that there are qualified people in the Black community, in
mhm,
the Asian community. They should be there,
mhm.
right? So why just two? This is 2022, 2022, and we only have two Black people in the Black Irish form of representation when it comes to media on the screen.
So more needs definitely to be
Definitely,
done. Okay.
definitely. There
Mhm,
needs to be that sense of diversity, that sense of inclusion and integration
mhm,
in the media sector.
mhm,
Very important. I feel like having just two, right? Which one is the is a lady called Zainab
mhm,
Is it Bola Dale? And I think she works with she presents a program there with RTE,
mhm,
and is it News Today, I think it's called. and the other guy is a guy. It's is it Kamal Ibrahim?
Mm-hmm.
He is a cover for the 6 o'clock show on the Virgin Media, and these are just for me. So those are the only people that Google could actually get out
Provide, yeah.
provide.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am wondering, we've got RTE, we've got Virgin Media, we've got TG4, and I think we've got another one. I can't. The name is has escaped my memory now.
Mm-hmm.
Four, right? Four mainstream
Mm-hmm.
media, and we only have two blacks.
Alrighty, Joy, you're speaking like an advocate. I understand you're speaking like an advocate. So let's quickly move on to something culture related now. You know, Irish is rich in culture, obviously, and Nigeria very rich in culture as well. You know, so how different are the cultures? How similar are the cultures? You know?
Similar in regards to being accommodative, right? That's one thing I will say for fact, because the Irish people are so receptive, right? Very welcoming, very warm, very warm. Likewise, people from Nigeria, my culture, and that is one thing I would say. That similarity is there,
Mm-hmm.
right? However, the dissimilarity
Mm-hmm.
is when it comes to the way women are viewed. In my country, it's just quite. I think in a sense, it's inherent that they believe that women are to be we are kind of subjected to a particular part of the job of society, and as I think I mentioned this earlier, whereby we are seen as breeders. That is something that it's disseminated in the Nigerian culture. Now, some feminists in Nigeria have decided to change that rhetoric and counter it with saying, practical aspect of women being productive. Not productive in the sense of having kids,
having children,
right? But productive in the sense of, if you allow us to do a job, we will equally do it as best as a man, even probably much more, right? Because it's time for the Nigerian society to understand that women cannot be in the box. We are not to be put in a box, right? And that is why I say Highland is different. Because even though I know to an extent there's still some pay gap in the Irish job force and workforce, but they do allow their women to do the job though. They're given the opportunity, right? However, in Nigeria, the opportunity is not as much as it is here, right? In Nigeria, you have to know someone. You have to have some form of a connection, maybe a political connection, for you to be put in places where they will normally put a man, for you to be able to be in that seat, right? Now, sometimes, and that is a sense of corruption in itself, right? Now, we're talking about nepotism, right? So you are my family, you're a woman, okay, I'll put you there. But if that is not the case, we'd rather have a man to sit on that chair and do the job. Because in a couple of months, she might end up getting pregnant and she might leave the job. So no, we're not going to give it to her. But who says pregnancy is a form of incapability? It's not. Because you saying that you were equally also born by someone. So everyone has to fend for their family. Everyone has to take care of their offspring. So if you stop a woman from working, what if one day, God forbid, the husband gets into an accident, becomes incapable, and she's right there, can't do nothing? Think about it, just based on that scenario. So there should be that sense of equality in Nigeria, but we don't have it yet. But gradually, we're changing that pattern. And I hope with time, it changes for the better. That is one area that Ireland thrives in. There is equality here, and for me, having that equality when it comes to at least allowing women to do the same thing that a man can do, it's great. Remember I said there's still a sense of gap in payments, in wages, right? That with time, I'm hoping will change for the better.
This is In the Diaspora on Wired FM 99.9 FM with me, David Chisanga, and I'm speaking to Joy Bala Ahmed, a journalist. I'm going to add media, master's student in media studies, and a mother of 6 children.
Boys,
To be specific. Advocate. We have to add advocate, because the way you're speaking passionately about women and advocacy. Now, let's just move on quickly. We should be trying to wind down now the program. Let's move to some of your favorites, back home, your favorite music, your favorite film, for instance. What do you miss the most even back home? I think you can put everything together. What you miss the most about Nigeria?
I think for me, it should be some of the food.
Mm-hmm.
Food. I'm not really a foodie, but well, everyone eats. The food, number one, point blank, because there's some kind of recipe that the ingredients we can't get it here. Yeah, we do have. I think in Limerick here we have about two African shops, right, that sells African groceries. But so food, number one, yeah, because some of the ingredients are lacking, we don't have it here. And what else am I missing? Because I'm not really the type that kind of, maybe because of the age, maturity, responsibility, and I would not necessarily go out that much. Occasionally, yes. So I think for me it is the food. And when it comes to, apart from obviously family wise, whereby you feel like, oh, sometime I could just go to my cousin's house. I don't have any cousin here. I don't have any nephew, any niece. Yeah, the community is grand. We kind of get together to do some functions, host parties, celebrate each other's birthday, naming ceremony, christening, things like that. But for me personally, Nigeria is so hot. The humidity in that country,
it's very hot.
Will not make me miss some aspect of it. I rather the Irish weather.
Even though I know weather.
The Irish weather,
it's very here, cold though.
Yeah, even though I know the Irish weather, which in summer it's still raining.
Yeah.
Right. We don't really have it like that. But I'd rather be here in this weather than in that humid weather.
All right, in the diaspora, anything else you want to share with us about you being here in the diaspora and back home as well? Anything else?
Let me see now. I think you mentioned something about when you were asking me about was it culture or something? You asked me earlier that could you please state the question again?
The favorite, the differences in culture between Ireland and Nigeria.
Yeah. So, like when you take a girl out or you go out with a friend and she's your girlfriend. In Nigeria, if you go out with your girlfriend expects you to pay for everything. Right? So whereby in Ireland, if you go out with your girlfriend, you have the understanding that we share the payments.
So it's not the man.
So it's not on the man. Whereby in Nigeria, during the time I was growing up, it's even up until now, there's still that sense of the man should pay the bill. Right? Could this be because the women are not given that much opportunity to actually thrive productively? Maybe. Here is different. Equality. Let's share the bill. I have a baby for you. You can equally push the pram as a man as I can. But in Nigeria, if a man pushes the pram, there's this belief or myth that the man is being used in a sense of, oh, a man shouldn't be doing that. It's just a woman's job. It's different here. So all of these things kind of encompasses why I love Ireland. Because if a man can do it, so also a woman can. And if a woman can do it, so also a man can. I think I just needed to add that to it. That's just, and one other one. Oh my God, freedom of speech.
Mhm.
Freedom of speech. I can't say that enough. Here, there is freedom of speech. You are obligated to share your opinion, right? In Nigeria, freedom of speech, even though they say it's democracy,
Mhm.
does not really exist in the reality sense of it. Theoretically, probably.
Mhm.
In reality, it doesn't. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much, Joy, for being with us here in the diaspora on the program. We appreciate. All right, I was speaking
You're
to.
welcome. I was just doing a bit of African dance.
She was actually dancing in studio. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you for being in the diaspora with us today. I'm David Chisanga. Until next time, bye for now.